Welcome to our programming channel. Today we will see Pascal Triangle program in C#. In Pascal Triangle, on each row, first number, that is first value, is 1 and last value is 1. So on the edges of each row we can see 1, 1. So in Pascal Triangle, value of the edges are always 1 and numbers which present inside, like number 2. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. So number inside the triangle is the sum of the two numbers directly above it. For Pascal triangle, we will take 3 for loops, 1 outer for loop and 2 inner for loops. In outer for loop, for rows, row is equal to 0, row plus plus. We want 5 rows, so condition will be row less than 5. Here row is starting from 0. So in condition row less than 5. And when we want rows according to user input, then condition will be row less than numRows. NumRows will be variable name for number of rows. Before printing numbers, we want spaces. So inner for loop for spaces, sp is equal to 0 sp plus plus. On 5th row we can see 1 space. On 4th row 2 spaces. On 3rd row 3 spaces. On 2nd row 4 spaces, and on 1st row 5 spaces. So condition will be sp less than 5 minus row. So on first row sp less than 5 minus 0. So sp less than 5. We will get 5 spaces. On second row 5 minus 1. So we will get 4 spaces. Like this we will get spaces. You can refer program pyramid pattern of star for printing rows and spaces. In that program logic is same. Only rows and spaces starts with 1. And when rows according to user input, at that time condition will be sp less than numRows minus row. Now we want to print numbers, so inner for loop for columns, col is equal to 0, col plus plus. On first row we can see one value or one number or one column. On second row 2 columns. On 5th row we can see 5 columns. So number of columns depend on number of rows. So condition will be col less than or equal to row. And here less than or equal to, this is important. We can see first number of each row is 1. We will take variable num and initialize with 1. So num is equal to 1. We will get remaining values, that is remaining numbers, with using formula of Pascal triangle. We will see this formula in example. New project. Console application. Name of project Pascal triangle program. Okay. First we will declare variables. int row. For rows, variable sp. For spaces, call for columns. And for printing values or numbers, variable num. Console.WriteLine Pascal Triangle program. And now we will take first for loop. Now first for loop for rows, for row is equal to 0, row less than 5, row plus plus, and we want 5 rows, so row less than 5. Then for loop for spaces, for sp is equal to 0, sp less than 5 minus row, sp plus plus. Console.write double quotes 1 space. Num is equal to 1. Now inner for loop for columns. For call is equal to 0, call less than or equal to row, call plus plus. Console.write num plus then double quotes and 1 space, and this is the formula for printing Pascal triangle. Num is equal to num into row minus col divided by col plus 1, and console.WriteLine console.readline. So this is the program. Run the program, and now we can see Pascal triangle with 5 rows. And now if we want to print Pascal triangle according to user input or user choice, then console.WriteLine enter the number of rows. To store number of rows entered by user, we are taking integer variable num rows. So int num rows is equal to convert to int 32 console.readline, and for one blank line console.writeLine. Now we don't want only 5 rows, so here in outer for loop for rows, instead of 5 num rows, so row less than num rows, and in inner for loop for spaces, sp less than num rows minus row. Run the program. Enter the number of rows, 3 rows, and press enter. We get Pascal triangle with 3 rows. Suppose we don't want this number here, so here console.write, run the program. Now we can enter number here. Enter the number of rows, suppose 10 rows. This is Pascal triangle with 10 rows. Enter the number of rows, 2, and press enter. So this is Pascal triangle with 2 rows. With F11 key, we will see execution of program. Enter the number of rows, 4 rows. Enter. Now row is equal to 0 and num rows is equal to 4. So 0 less than 4 condition is true. So control will enter in inner for loop for spaces. Now sp is 0 and number of rows, that is num rows 4 and row 0. So 4 minus 0 is equal to 4. So num rows minus row is equal to 4. So 0 less than 4 condition true. Cursor is here. Now one space is printed, sp++, so sp is 1 now and 1 less than 4 condition true. So second space is printed. Now 2 less than 4 condition true. Third space is printed, sp++, 3 less than 4 condition true. So fourth space is printed, sp++, sp is 4 now, 4 less than 4 condition false. So control will exit from this inner for loop for spaces. Num is 1. Now control is in inner for loop for columns. Col is 0 and row is 0. So 0 less than or equal to 0 condition true. Num is 1. So 1 is printed. Num is 1. Row is 0. Col is 0. So row minus col is 0. Then col is 0 and plus 1. So 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. So here 1 into 0 divided by 1. So result is 0. So num is equal to 0 now. Col plus plus, col is 1, 1 less than or equal to 0, condition false. So control will exit from this inner for loop for columns. Console.writeLine. So Here we can see cursor on next line. Now second iteration of outer for loop for rows, row plus plus. So now row is 1 and num rows 4. So 1 less than 4, condition true. SP is 0, num rows is 4 and row is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So num rows minus row is 3. So 0 less than 3, condition true. One space is printed. SP plus plus. So SP is 1, 1 less than 3, condition true. Second space is printed. SP plus plus. 2 less than 3, condition true. Third space is printed. SP plus plus. 3 less than 3, condition false. So control will exit from this inner for loop for spaces. Num is 1, call is 0 and row is 1. So 0 less than or equal to 1, condition true. Num is 1. So 1 is printed. 1 into 1 divided by 1. So result is 1. So num is equal to 1. Call plus plus. So 1 less than or equal to 1, condition true. Num is 1. So 1 is printed. 1 into 0 divided by 2. Result is 0. So num is equal to 0 now. Call plus plus. 2 less than or equal to 1, condition is false. So control will exit from this inner for loop for columns. Console.write line, so cursor on next line. Now third iteration of outer for loop for rows, row plus plus. So row is 2, num rows is 4, 2 less than 4, condition is true. SP is 0, so 0 less than 2, condition is true. One space is printed. SP plus plus, so 1 less than 2, condition is true. So second space is printed. SP plus plus, 2 less than 2, condition is false. So control will exit from this inner for loop for spaces. Num is 1, call is 0, row is 2, so 0 less than or equal to 2, condition true. Num is 1, so 1 is printed. 1 into 2 divided by 1. So 2 divided by 1 is equal to 2. So the result is 2. So num is equal to 2. Call plus plus. 1 less than or equal to 2. Condition true. Num is 2. So 2 is printed. 2 into 1 divided by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So result is 1. Num is equal to 1 now. Plus plus. 2 less than or equal to 2. Condition true. Num is equal to 1 now. So 1 is printed. 1 into 0 divided by 3. That is 0 divided by 3. So result is 0. So num is equal to 0 now. Call plus plus. So 3 less than or equal to 2. Condition is false. So control will exit from this inner for loop for columns. And console.write line, so cursor on next line. Now fourth iteration of outer for loop for rows, row plus plus. Now row is 3 and num rows is 4. So 3 less than 4, condition is true. SP is 0, so 0 less than 1, condition is true. So one space is printed. SP plus plus. Now SP is 1, 1 less than 1, condition is false. So control will exit from this inner for loop for spaces. Num is equal to 1. Call is 0, row is 3. So 0 less than or equal to 3, condition is true. Num is equal to 1. So 1 is printed. 1 into 3 divided by 1. So 3 divided by 1. Result is 3. Num is equal to 3 now. Call plus plus. 1 less than or equal to 3. Condition is true. Num is equal to 3. So 3 is printed. 3 into 2 divided by 2. So 6 divided by 2, result is 3. So num is equal to 3 now. Call plus plus. 2 less than or equal to 3, condition is true. Num is equal to 3. So 3 is printed. 3 into 1 divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3. So result is equal to 1. So num is equal to 1 now. Call plus plus. So 3 less than or equal to 3. Condition is true. Num is equal to 1. So 1 is printed. 1 into 0 divided by 4. So 0 divided by 4. Result is 0. So num is equal to 0 now. Call plus plus. So 4 less than or equal to 3. Condition is false. So control will exit from this inner for loop. Console.write line. So cursor is on next line. Now fifth iteration of outer for loop for rows. Row plus plus. Now row is 4 and num rows is 4. So 4 less than 4, condition is false. So control will exit from this outer for loop for rows. And now console.readline. So this is the Pascal triangle with 4 rows. That's all for Pascal triangle program in C#. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel and like and share videos. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.